Hello everybody, I'm Rene Ramos, director of the Lynn and Louis Wolfson II Florida Moving Image Archives, and this is Rewind, the show that looks back on Florida's past with historic film and video. It's time for another trip back into the past, so sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode of Rewind.
From the blue Atlantic like a studded tiara is a city with music and magic, playground of the Americans. This phenomenal island, product of the 20th century, is incredible not only for its dazzling beauty and near-perfect climate, but for its stupendous growth. Only a few years ago, wild and waste jungle land, with ocean frontage selling for only 75 cents an acre. But today, the most famous hotel row in the world, multi-million-dollar Collins Avenue. In the city made to order for visitors, there are almost 400 hotels and more than 1,500 apartment houses of every size, description, and price. Formality prevails at some, while others are informal and casual, presided over by gracious and famous hosts who continue to bring back the same guests year after year to join the ever-increasing ranks of newcomers who sooner or later find sand in their shoes. People came from everywhere to build these amazing man-made islands with their palatial estates and the modest but ever-gay houses that dot the residential areas. They came from far and near, even from California, and they came from the other Americas too, to pave these streets that form a corner often called crossroads of the Americas. Today we have fabulous Lincoln Road, one of the most lavish shopping centers in the world, the Rue de la Paix of America. It's hard to realize that only a little more than a quarter of a century ago, this smart street with its shining windows was a mangrove swamp, until a man as fabulous as Miami Beach itself, Carl Graham Fisher, with his amazing foresight and faith, came along and cleared off the mangroves, leaving streamlined progress in their wake. Growing from vacant ocean frontage, this never-ending progress continues to develop into magnificent hotels with complete construction in often less than 100 days. In this resort city, prices are slashed during the summer months, and oceanfront rooms are offered as low as $3 and $4 a day. But if you happen to be a millionaire, you'll have no difficulty finding places to spend your money, for there are many luxurious suites and elegant penthouses. And strung out like an Indian village along the ocean front are gaily painted cabanas in every color of the rainbow. Estates that are showplaces have become permanent year-round residences in the climate that varies only 13 degrees from season to season. But But the lazy, relaxed way of life Miami Beach appeals to those of modest incomes, too, as shown in the less pretentious but equally charming small houses. Lush tropical flowers blend their vibrant tones to form a floral symphony in a never-ending succession of blossoms that continue through the season. But today, transportation and time are no longer a problem, when such cities as New York and Chicago are only 5 hours and $50 away, and even less. There are more than 1.5 million visitors annually, including such notables as Winston Churchill, and also one of his favorite countrymen, the dashing Duke of Windsor with The Woman I Love. The big kickoff of the winter season is the Orange Bowl game, which is almost overshadowed by its halftime extravaganza. No such occasion would be complete without a queen who bestows her royal smile on 60,000 admiring subjects. And even the flamingos parade around Miami Beach in their own awkward fashion. This is in sharp contrast to the graceful gait of the thoroughbreds at famous Hialeah. Everyone can't pick a winner, but it's fun trying. The glittering neon lights in the gayest little city in the world spell out first nights, the pop of champagne corks, and famous faces in show business. In an area where the sun and invigorating waters abound, it is not surprising to find school classes out of doors. But all education is not informal. Buildings as solid as the educational system itself are maintained for the instruction of these city fathers of the future. Visitors are welcome at Miami Beach schools, where transient students make up approximately 50% of school enrollments. Just as in any other community of the civilized world today, the day of Sabbath is held sacred, and visitors are made welcome at churches of all faiths and denominations. Ever-present canals and waterways with their picturesque bridges link the numerous islands of the city together, giving a touch of old Venice. But these streamlined yachts, graceful sailing boats, and big sightseeing vessels are a far cry from the swan-like gondolas of the ancient city of Venice. These waterways mean good fishing, and that's a sport where you can name your own price. But no fishing is enjoyed more than that of the constant stream of hopefuls who cast from the causeways and pull them up for free. While only a short distance out into the briny blue is a more expensive kind of fishing, where the cost varies with the size of the catch. These huge monsters, weighing up to 700 pounds, require a lot of stamina, skill, and equipment. And with a little luck, too, you've got a lot of tuna. Saltwater fishing has become less cumbersome and less expensive as more and more Isaac Waltons turn to the use of light tackle. These abundant waters lure fishermen from all over the country, and with more than 500,000 trying their luck each year. Trophies are taken home by hundreds of fishermen for their record catches. Water skiing is a sport in Miami Beach that is filled with thrills and spills, and as much fun as it looks. In this sport, you don't need a convertible to take your gal for a ride. After a few practice runs, you can try it like this, without skis. Now here's a difficult trick, just like a bird. There are more swimming pools in this city per square foot than any place in the world, and none more beautiful than this one. Not only is this sport healthy, but it's also a lot of fun 365 days in the year. This may be an Olympic champion of the future. It looks easy when someone else does it. You'd better be careful up there, bub. It's 45 feet down below. Miami Beach is a place where bathing beauties actually take to the water, with beautiful streamlining results.
City down south called Miami Beach, where the nation comes to play. Sweet songbirds sing in the treetops, and your heart is light and gay. It's the land of hope and glory, where fondest dreams come true. It's always June in Miami, where a welcome waits for you.
One enjoys swimming, but for a complete change of pace, there is ice skating too, the last thing on earth that you would expect to find at Miami Beach. And again, when it's June, only a few degrees above that of January, rarely rising above the 80s. Only one of the many reasons why all sports are enjoyed on the island 12 months in the year. This is a city that lives out of doors, as demonstrated in its 500 acres of parks. In these spacious, restful areas, one can find plenty of peace and complete relaxation. The out-of-door life is reflected in its carefree and healthy children. Handsome and red-cheeked ones. potential Miss Americas, or just plain tuckered out little tykes after a long day on the beach. Richly plumed birds roam freely about the jungle-like country that still exists in the midst of civilization. Parading their beauty coyly, they make friends with the young and the old. These birds are ever ready to show off their bag full of tricks and enjoy the rewards of success. This island paradise is not just a place of beauty alone, but where each beautiful thing serves a purpose, such as its hospitals, the city library, the Chamber of Commerce building, or even a fire station. But all visitors are not pleasure-bent or health seekers. More than 100 conventions are held in Miami Beach each year. Focal point of these conventions is the handsome, modern municipal auditorium, which lends itself with ease to all occasions. Yes, this young city welcomes everyone to its easy way of life, its wide beaches, expansive parks, and incomparable hotels. Once a waste swampland with an occasional stray visitor, today, a cosmopolitan city with a relaxed and inviting dine for living. A young city without a backward glance, living today and gazing into the future. Miami Beach, beckoning vacationers everywhere to its bejeweled shores, where the sun beams down like a spotlight on the Gold Coast stage, highlighting everyone and making each guest a star in the playground of the Americas.
Sun, sand, and surf. These are the ingredients which produced Miami, the Magic City. In little more than half a century, Miami has grown from a tiny wilderness outpost to the metropolitan center of the world's famous vacation land. It's a city dedicated to pleasure. Swimming, sunning, and fishing still are the most popular diversions for this area's 4 million yearly visitors. But today, there are plenty of other things to do and see in Miami, summer and winter alike. You can play on palm-covered championship courses. You'll find excellent facilities for tennis, too. There are more than 200 public and private courts in the area. Water skiing addicts will find the waters of Biscayne Bay ideal for this sport. Sightseeing is another popular Miami activity. Special buses will take you to most of the points of interest. Others may be visited by boat. The City Yacht Basin in downtown Bayfront Park is headquarters for a large fleet of sightseeing boats. You can visit states on man-made islands in Biscayne Bay. A deep sea diver adds interest on a visit to the sea gardens of the ocean reefs. You can go sailing on a catamaran, offering Polynesian entertainment aboard and swimming from the ship. Or you can make a trip up the picturesque Miami River to quiet Indian villages within the city limits. Here, gaily garbed Seminoles live in much the same manner their ancestors did before the white man came to southeast Florida. Seminole braves wrestle alligators in a special entertainment act. A short distance away from this primitive setting is fabulous Villa Vizcaya, former estate of the late farm machinery magnate, James Deering. Skya, with its formal gardens and 16th and 17th century art treasures, now serves as the Dade County Art Museum. Fashion shows frequently are held in Vizcaya's regal setting. Miami ranks as one of the nation's leading style centers, and fashion shows enjoy great popularity among its feminine visitors. Miami's sights offer many unusual contrasts. The University of Miami campus is a showplace of ultra-modern architecture. At the other extreme, this Spanish monastery is the oldest Christian edifice in the New World. It was built by King Alfonso at Segovia, Spain in 1141, 350 years before Columbus's voyage of discovery. It was dismantled, shipped to the United States, and reassembled stone by stone, making it the most fantastic jigsaw puzzle in history. One of Miami's most beautiful sights is the parrot jungle. Here, scores of magnificent parrots and macaws fly free in the trees. They're trained to perform a variety of unusual tricks for your entertainment. They'll eat from your hand or perch on your arms and shoulders for picture-taking purposes. You can mingle with odd and unusual birds and animals from all over the world. Most are uncaged. At the monkey jungle, the monkeys roam free while visitors watch from cages. The world's largest collection of orchids may be seen at the orchid jungle. Each feminine visitor receives a free orchid. The Miami Serpentarium is both a sightseeing attraction and source of supply for venoms used in scientific research. Director Bill Haast extracts venom from cobras and vipers daily. Bill has been bitten many times, but has deadly creatures. This eerie establishment is Rock Gate Park. All the stone carving here was the work of one man, a Latvian recluse who spent 30 years at the task. This massive coral gate is so delicately balanced, it opens with little effort. In a sports fishing mecca like Miami, you'd naturally expect to find one of the world's most outstanding aquariums, and the Miami Seaquarium is just that. The Seaquarium features the widest variety of sea life to be found in any aquarium. Continuous glass strips provide views of the Seaquarium's inhabitants at 2 levels. Divers feed the fish every 2 hours. Crustacean life can be observed at close range in 2 tidal pools. Giant rays and other large deep-sea specimens may be seen in this sea-level channel. A special amphitheater is provided for trained sea lion porpoises. Stars of the show, of course, are the playful porpoises. These are amused for hours. There's so much to do and see in Miami, you might find difficulty budgeting your time to include everything. The nation's finest thoroughbreds are in action at tropical Gulfstream and Hialeah parks from November until late April. Hialeah Park, with its flamingos and beautiful landscaping, is an outstanding attraction even when the horses aren't running. The colorful Basque game of Jai is played nightly at the Miami Fronton from December until April. Champion players are recruited from Spain, Mexico, and Cuba. Greyhound racing in the activity. 4 tracks in the air nightly from mid-November until early June. Baseball starts early in the year at Miami Stadium, home of the Miami Marlins of the International League. The stadium also is the site of Major League exhibitions in the spring. In the fall months, there's intercollegiate football at the Orange Bowl, home of the University of Miami Hurricanes. Games are played at night and usually before shirt-sleeved crowds. During the year-end holidays, Miami's entertainment calendar is crowded with Orange Bowl pageantry and sports events. The King Orange Jamboree Parade on New Year's Eve is one of the most spectacular events of its kind in the nation. The festival also includes an intercollegiate basketball tournament, international tennis meet, the Shrine's North-South All-Star football game, an international speedboat regatta, a junior Orange Bowl parade, a midget bowl game, and a nationally televised boxing bout. The Orange Bowl Classic on New Year's Day brings together two of the finest teams in the land. Thrills come thick and fast in this annual battle of gridiron Goliaths. Many rabid fans consider the halftime show alone worth the price of admission. Regattas form an important part of Miami's year-round entertainment program. Speedboat pilots from throughout the United States and Europe compete in the annual Orange Bowl Regatta and International Grand Prix. The city sponsors a series of additional powerboat events each year, and the Miami Outboard Club conducts frequent regattas of its own on Biscayne Bay. Sailing comes in for its full share of attention, too. In addition to a series of city-sponsored events, private yacht clubs conduct regattas almost every weekend. But sports events are only a part of the entertainment program in Miami. You'll find plenty of excitement on the area's nightclub circuit. Nationally famous stars and acts are featured at most of these clubs. Or perhaps you'd enjoy a symphony concert or opera at the Dade County Auditorium. Or an open-air band concert in Bayfront Park. Free concerts are held here every week, the year round. Broadway shows with headline stars are featured at Miami's $1 Million Coconut Grove Playhouse, summer and winter alike. But swimming and fishing still are the most popular activities in the fabulous Miami area. If you've never tied into a battling sailfish or marlin, well, you ought to try it when you visit Miami. Sails, marlins, and many other choice species of game fish abound in the Gulf Stream just offshore. Man, there's no thrill equal to that of boating a beauty like this one. And there's nothing quite so relaxing as a few hours, or it's from the Gulf Stream, keep Miami warm in the winter and comfortably cool in the summer. You can enjoy healthful outdoor activities every week in the year, for pleasures derived from sun, sand, and surf are never out of season in Miami.
That's about it for this edition of Rewind. Just time to remind you that Rewind features historical film and video from the Lynn and Lewis Wolfson II Florida Moving Image Archives. To see more from the Wolfson Archives collections, visit our website, wolfsonarchives.org. You can search the archives catalog and watch video online. And be sure to connect to our YouTube channel, where you will find hundreds of carefully curated clips, or link to the Wolfson Archives Facebook page to keep up with our busy calendar of historical happenings. Until next time, I'm Rene Ramos. Thanks for watching.